The kingdom of man. Wow, this is one of the most fascinating kingdom which ever exists, the kingdom of man. This is what man has built for himself. When God created man and God gave him dominion, saying, dominate and subdue the earth. And now, I want you to understand that mankind was created after the image of God. Even okay, whether even in his fallen state, man is still after the image of God. This is why we can see man has done tremendous things. In everything which God has created, man has stand out to become exceptional because man was created after the image of God. Even after the fall, man still possesses that the gene of God. This is why we are able to come up with so much inventions. Man has recreated the world, has done so many things. There are so many things man has accomplished. And the problem is that when we see these things, we think that we are smart on our own. We are not smart on our own. We're not just smart. We inherit the DNA of God Himself. Man has the DNA of God, the creator of the universe. Listen, when you find a puppy and you take the puppy and raise it somewhere where there are no dogs, no other dogs, it's just the puppy alone, maybe the puppy is just living with the humans only. Will the puppy speak when it grows up? Will the dog speak? The dog will never speak. The dog will still bark. The dog will still behave as a dog. Even though it hadn't seen another dog like itself in its whole lifetime, the dog will still bark and it will still behave as a dog. Why? Because it is in its DNA to be like a dog. Now, what you see mankind is doing, mankind is just being like his creator, a co-creator. Man is just is being like his creator. He's behaving after his own father, after his own kind. This is why you see we can do so many things. The planes, the rockets. Listen, technology have gone to another level, and there is more which is yet to come. Guys, I'm Cleophas Wanyama, Cleo with him. Do not forget to subscribe to my YouTube channel if you're watching me for the first time. Like and comment on my videos, and those who are sending us your financial donations, thank you and keep on supporting us so that we can do whatever you are doing in the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. So we're talking about the kingdom of man. Why do I call it the kingdom of man? Now, why is it not the earthly kingdom? Now, we have already discussed the cosmic kingdom, we have discussed the atmospheric kingdom, we have discussed the marine kingdom, we have discussed the earthly kingdom. Now we are dealing with the kingdom of man. Now, the kingdom of man was started well after Adam was created. That was the sixth day. When Adam was created, Adam was given dominion, and Adam was made after the image of God. Then God told Adam to be fruitful and multiply. And as a result, this is what we can see now. This as a result of that commandment which God gave Adam, be fruitful and multiply. But what I can tell you now is that what we see man doing, it is very little compared to what God had in store for us. Man, most mankind, we are at our fallen state. If a man is not born again, is in its fallen state. When Adam ate the fruit, it really affected a lot, a lot, a lot. We lost our divinity. We lost our our originality. Yes, we are still the image of God, but not the real. It's not the real thing, the original, the way it was when Adam walked in the Garden of Eden. Some things have changed. And those things will be given back to us when Christ comes for the second time. You get what I'm saying? So, you know, it's so, it, can I shock you? They usually say that mankind has only used, I don't know, has not used even 10% of his mind. Mankind has not used 10%. And those who have tried to use 10% of their mind, they've gone mental, they've gone crazy. Now imagine what we have achieved, the feats you have accomplished, everything you see around, we have achieved them with only less than 10% of our mind put to work. What if we reach 30? What if we reach 40? That means man is very dangerous. This person called man is not somebody to be played with. We humans, why? Because we were created after God, in the image of God, in the likeness. Even in our fallen state, in our weak state, we still are like God. Even though we are not born again, but mankind will still has that, the gene and the DNA of God. Has the DNA of God. Now, try to imagine. I can imagine. Let me give you some examples. Noah. Noah was able to build an ark. Now, Noah had not studied any physics. There was no physics at that time. And this guy was able to build a cruise ship which saved the entire human race and the animals which came to the ark. Now, Noah built this thing which floated in, I can't even say the ocean, because the ocean is too small. Because when the flood came, it was the, like, just imagine, the ocean was mixed with the flood water, because the water covered even the highest mountains was covered by water. The whole earth was full of water. Just try to imagine. Now, this guy called Noah, who's not a scientist, who does not know physics, was was able to construct this ship, this vessel, which floated, which was able to withstand the greatest storm which has ever happened on the face of the earth. Listen, Titanic with all their technology, it sank. There's so many ships with all the technology. Listen, 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 listen. Do you know, even if the flood occurred today, we don't have that technology to stay afloat. We don't have. Oh, this is so deep. Imagine with all the submarines we have, with all the weapons, the nuclear, the rockets which go to the ship, we don't. Mankind does not, even today, till to date, mankind cannot sustain himself or protect himself if the flood occurred the second time. Mankind cannot. But this guy called Noah, now this shows you that what Noah used was something beyond the ordinary mind. Now, this is what God imparts. This is where now divinity affects your mentality. The kingdom of man. This is where your divinity affects your mentality. This guy was able to build this vessel, and it floated where there was the greatest flood ever. Everything that exists was covered by water, including the buildings and everything, and everything was submerged in water. But there was this vessel this guy made, it floated. 40 days, 40 days and 40 nights, it was there. There was no leakage, no water entered the ark. They survived. And try to imagine how the storms were. They were so raging. Listen, the storms which were there, they were the greatest. Listen, I'm not talking about the storms in the ocean. The flood was bigger. You know, when I'm talking about the flood, this is not the ocean. This is now water. Now everything was ocean. The ocean was like the ocean. times, a million times now, because everything was just water. Everything, there was no dry land again. It was not, everything was just like an ocean. The water came so much. But there was this guy who made this vessel. It survived. Wow. I think scientists, they need to go and revisit this issue and get to know the kind of technology which no one used. This guy does not know anything about length and width. He doesn't know how to do circumference to calculate the area. He doesn't know anything by this. This guy knows nothing about density. He doesn't know these theories which you have. He doesn't know. He didn't know them. But he was able to make a vessel. That's how that's how powerful the mind of a man can be when it is impacted with divinity. What the technology which we have right now is great because listen, this technology which we are using is the technology of the man who was fallen. It's the technology of an inferior. Listen, a man who was fallen is an inferior man. Is an inferior man. I just showed you. Noah made this thing with no education. This is where divinity imparts your mentality and you go beyond. You do extraordinary. The kingdom of that can only be possible if you are a man. The kingdom of man. Very powerful technology. Now, the kingdom of God. Listen, the kingdom of man is made up of several gates. I call them gates. Some people call them mountains. There is a gate of arts, music and culture, science and technology, education, economy and business, politics and governance, church and religion, media, and then there's what language, tribe, and race. All these things are found in the kingdom of man. We have okay, arts, entertainment, they're in the kingdom. These are all the inventions of mankind. We have music, arts, entertainment, we have politics and governance. People do elections. All these things happen in the kingdom of man. We have these uh, the education system where we take our kids to school. We have media, we have business and economy. All those things all those gates are found in the kingdom of man. And as Christians, we are supposed to have a voice in these gates. Listen, the dominion which Christ gave us cannot become a reality if we don't have a voice in these areas. We need to take charge of this area so that we can influence the gospel of Jesus Christ. Listen, what we need is to influence people for Christ. Evangelism is not enough. What we need to influence, we need people of influence to operate at these gates which are found in the kingdom of man. Now, the devil has tried to infiltrate the kingdom of man. In fact, the devil controls it because the Bible calls him the God of this world. Let me tell you something. There's a difference between the world and the earth. The earth is what God created, but the world is the system which man has created. The earth is what God has created, but the world is the system which man has created. We men, we have created our own systems of politics, of governance, education, media, science and technology, business and economy. So many things we've done. So the devil likes, the Bible calls him the God of this world. The God, he has managed to control these systems. Because by controlling these systems, he's able to push his agenda. He's able to push whatever he wants to do against the church of Jesus Christ. So we as believers, we need not only we need to pray for the creation to stop We need to take back creation, to command creation, because creation is groaning for the manifestations of the sons of God. We need to command creation. We also, apart from that, we also need to command. We need to take roles. We need to take strategic positions in the kingdom of man, in politics and governance, in media, in economy and business, in education circles. We need these areas to influence the gospel of Jesus Christ. If we are to preach the gospel effectively, we need people in these areas who are going to be instrumentals and to be used by God to influence the gospel in these territories, in these areas, which, which the devil is largely controlling them. Right now, there's some places, there's some schools where prayer is banned. There's some governments where they are passing laws which are against the church. There's some things which are against the Bible, but governments are supporting them as human rights. These things have happened because the devil has possessed these areas and is using them to spread his agendas. So we need to rise also. This is our responsibility. We need to take the kingdom of man because God wants man. He came to redeem mankind. Jesus came for mankind. We also need, this is why we need to be placed strategically in these areas so that we can influence the world with the gospel of Jesus Christ, spread the gospel, and impact nations. Christianity is all about the ideology of Christ. And we are meant to push the ideologies of Christ in the marketplace, in the business, in politics, in schools, in the media. Right now, the media are trash talking about the church and the men of God. Any man who's used by God, the media will speak ill against them, will speak bad things about them, will try to downplay them, they'll paint a picture that they are conning people. So this is why the church, we need to rise also and take charge of the kingdom of man. And I feel the assignment is huge in this area, the kingdom of man. God is raising an army. There is a message which is on my channel. Go and watch it. Say that God is raising a new breed of ministers. God is raising a new breed of ministers. These types of ministers are not going to sit on the pulpit. These types of ministers are going to be in these areas, in politics, in governance, in business, in education systems, in science and technology, to influence the gospel of Jesus Christ in those areas. That's what happened in the story of Daniel. Daniel was a gatekeeper. Daniel worked in the government and he used his talents and his abilities to influence the God of heaven in his kingdom. Esther also had that capability. God put Esther to defend the Jews, to defend the people of God. We need Esther's right now. We need Esther's in the media. We need Esther's in government. We need Esther's in science and technology. We need Esther's in school. We need Joseph's. We need these people. You can imagine in the Old Testament, God had placed these people in areas of power so they can influence his name and bring glory back to him. So, guys, it's important. I'll keep sharing in other videos how we can continue to take the kingdom of man to the glory of God. If we are to preach the gospel successfully, like Jesus said, go into the world and preach the gospel, we need to possess the gifts of the kingdom of man. We need to take charge of the kingdom of man also. But it won't be easy because the devil has has gotten his hands on it so much for so long. The devil has controlled this. That's what the Bible calls him, the God of this world. But John tells us whoever is born of God overcomes the world. We are overcomers. We can subdue any demonic systems operating in the world. God has called us to subdue any demonic system, every demonic system is operating in this world, and to bring praise and honor to His name. Guys, I'm Cleophas Wanyama Cleo reading. I hope you are blessed by this video. Kindly watch and drop a comment. Those who are sending us your financial donations, keep doing so, and thank you, so that we can be able to spread the gospel of Jesus Christ. Thank you, and see you in the next video.